ROI, return on investment. Now, this is the compass that guides capital in the market. Understanding ROI is important, especially when comparing investment decisions. It is much more than a simple formula. Instead, it is a decision-making tool. At its simplest, what do I get back relative to what I put in? For example, you invest $100,000 and you get $10,000. That was a 10% return. If you made $5,000, that's a 5% return. But it's really not that simple. Why? Because we're not talking about the most important factor, and that is risk. Generally speaking, risk follows ROI, meaning the higher the return, the higher risk. That is why people search for risk-adjusted return. So when comparing, we have our ROI metrics, but then we also have to analyze for risk. So the key is asking, what is the weight probability of the ROI? There are also other things that are included, and that could be everything from control, or it can be tax benefits. Lots of people invest and their ROI may seem much smaller relative to other investments, but the tax benefits are so big that their actual return is much, much larger. This is why a lot of people invest in real estate. Also, comparing asset classes, understanding the difference. This is why people diversify. You target ROI, we look at risk and the total benefits and what we're getting from it, and then relative to other opportunities. Using this framework, you can begin to think like an investor, a capital allocator. Even if you don't have a lot of money, it's important, even when investing with small amounts of money, you start thinking about the differences. Let me share an example with you. If you have $1,000 and you want to make 3 investments, let's say a high growth stock or a bond versus a dividend stock, what is the total expected return over 5 years? What is the risk expected with that? Where one is a growth stock, meaning you expect it to accelerate. The value of that stock you expect to go high, and that investment should grow faster than the other ones. A bond, which is not a growth stock. A bond is a form of debt. The interest paid on the bond is the interest paid to the person that gave the money, which is lent out in the form of the bond. So there's really not a whole lot of growth expected. You get the return more on the interest rate that is paid. And then you have dividend stocks, where most of the return is paid in the dividend. And the dividend is the returns that the company make that gets paid out. But yet you can still have growth from that. Think of it like an in-between. Your ability to use this framework and understand it and compare, even when dealing with a small amount of money, starts to put you in the framework of an investor and a capital allocator. It starts making you look at the world differently. And using that, you can begin to invest and start to scale your money, and over time, get better at seeing opportunity, analyzing it, and investing more money.